Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to our final part in this app building process. So today in this video we're going to be going over the actual demo of the app in progress, as well as finalizing and explaining the last remaining files and the importance of them and how they shape the app built. So let's begin and let's dig into it. Alright, so in order to first start off with the demo, what we first need to do is we need to hover over here to our right bar, our right taskbar. So if we go here, we can actually see our running devices and our device manager. Our device manager, we want to make sure that we select the correct emulation device. So for me, I'm going to be using the medium phone, and then from here we can either press the play button to go on it, and then it'll be running in our devices section. But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and press the top button here, the green one, the play button, and it's going to start running and building the app for us. Okay, and now that it's doing that, we can actually see that it is starting up our medium phone, our emulator device, and right now it's using it for the connection. Alright, and we're going to give it some time to load. Okay, and then from here, I'm basically just going to be going over the process of how this app is working. Alright, so let's see. In our previous files, we did talk a little bit about what was happening behind the scenes with some of these files, like this location selection or like the main activity in the XML files. So in this, now that it's loaded, we can actually begin. So here's our parking app. Let me go ahead and show this more to the side. Oh, that's the Bluetooth, but not the actual app. I don't know why that's the issue. But here we can actually have different options. We can have a pick location, a selecting date, a selecting time. Here we can scroll to see how many hours we're possibly going to be reserving for. And as you can see, it starts off at a rate of 650, and then it just keeps increasing from there depending on how many hours you're going to stay at. Then we have more buttons here to reserve the time, to cancel the reservation, or to view the busy times. First, we're going to pick a location. We're going to just pick the loop, for example. And then it'll say here we selected the loop. Now we're going to click on a date, and we're just going to click on, let's see, December 5th. That's Thursday. We're going to select the time. We're going to go ahead and pick 3 p.m. Okay, and now we're going to stay there for, let's say, 4 hours, right? And from here, before we can reserve the spot, or you can reserve the spot if you want, but we can also look at the view busy time section, and we can see here a list of how busy the areas are. So we selected around 3 o'clock. So 3 o'clock, it's a little bit busy, but it's not too packed like it was in the earlier times. So now if we go ahead and press the back button, we can reserve it. Depending on your choice and the volume area of like how busy it gets, we might actually get a notification saying we might not be able to reserve that spot, just because like some areas might be fluctuating with high volumes of people and reservations. So let's go ahead and try this spot. Yep, and there you go. And now our reservation has been reserved at the loop, and this is basically how our app is working in progress. Now if we wanted to cancel it, all we would have to do is press the cancel reservation here, and now everything has reset. We can go ahead and choose a different location, like River North. We can view the busy times again. We can see that this one's slightly different in terms of volume activity here, and that's basically it. Okay, so now if we go back and we finalize talking over the files, we can go ahead and start talking about our next file, which will be the busydata.kt file. So in this file here, it's a pretty small file compared to earlier versions. So this one is pretty simple. It's basically the data source for a busy times chart. So instead of hard coding the numbers inside an activity, we can store all of the times of the busy levels in one place, so it's easier to manage and update. And inside the busy data, we have 3 lists. We have one for downtown, the loop, and then River North. Each list is just a bunch of numbers that represent how busy each hour of the day is. So these numbers don't come from real stats or anything. They're just fake values to give like an evaluation for something that the chart to display. So keeping this data separate makes the rest of the app cleaner. It means that if we ever wanted to change a location, like the pattern of how busy it is, we only have to update one file instead of digging through multiple screens and files to make it less trickier and avoiding. So now here we can actually go to our next file, the activity busy times. So if we go here, activity busy times, there's another XML file. We go down to the actual code of it here. So on this file here, what this does, so this is like the next layout file. So this screen is where the app shows the bar chart that represents how crowded the location gets throughout the day. So this layout uses a scroll view because as you can see, the chart gets wider than the screen, and we want the user to be able to swipe across it. So inside that we have a linear layout where all the bars will actually be placed. And unlike the main screen, the busy times chart doesn't have a fixed design, so we can add a bar. We add each bar at a runtime, so the layout is basically just a frame that holds them. And basically, like the only static part here is that the title at the top, which just says busy times, to let the user know what they're currently looking at that screen. All right. So now if we go down to our next file, the busy bar item. Let's see, busy bar item here. It's an XML file. So what's happening here is that this file defines what a single bar in the chart is going to look like. So each bar is made up of one colored rectangle and then a small text label underneath it showing the hour. So the height of the bar is inside here. It just gets changed dynamically based on the data from the busy data file. So this file is only going to be handling like the general structure of the bar so that the chart can generate them smoothly. It's a tiny layout, but the chart wouldn't work without it, so it's also very beneficial. And so now we can go back to our next file, the busy times activity here. Yep, it's the file here. And basically what's happening here is that this file is actually the one building the charts. So when the user comes to the screen, the activity grabs the location that they selected earlier, and based on that location, it pulls the matching list of busy time numbers from the busy data file. So then the activity loop runs through the list, and it'll actually create a bar for each of the hours. So it inflates the busy bar like item layout, and then it sets the bar height based on like the busyness numbers of it, and then it'll add it into the chart layout. So this results into like the full chart bar that we're seeing when the user clicks on the button. The file will also handle like updating the hour labels so that the user can know what each bar represents, which with the time. Overall, this activity handles all the logic behind turning like these raw numbers into an actual visual chart for the user to see when like scrolling and using the app. And with that, that's basically it. Overall, we have finished. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I hope that this video was helpful in learning about mobile development and app creation. Thank you and have a good one, okay?